It's 8:20. I am still at the NOC. I guess I'll show my room because I don't think I did that yesterday. So that's the door. Have a little bunk bed. I slept right there. All my stuff's packed up. I can hang stuff. I had my tent hanging right there. It's open. This is the little balcony. The AT just goes like right down there. It's super close. And then yeah, a little sink, a little dresser. TV, but I didn't turn that on. My shoes are like not totally dry, but I did put the hair dryer on them for a couple minutes and I think that somewhat helped, but I think that'll be fine. I am debating going back down to the general store and getting more food because I'm not totally comfortable I have enough for the next 2 days. So I don't even know if that's open yet, but that's something I'm thinking about. I just don't want to run out of food. Not a good idea. So I left my room at the NOC this morning at 9 o'clock to walk down to the general store. It's only like a couple minute walk because like I was saying, I wasn't sure if I had enough like good food for the next 2 days. And as I'm walking over the bridge to the general store, I noticed that the open sign was on at the restaurant and I just didn't even cross my mind that they served breakfast. So I walked right in. I saw a couple, Sam and Mike, who I actually stayed with at Cheoah and Sunset's hostel 2 nights before. So I got to know them pretty well and I've seen them on trail. We camped together at Cold Spring Shelter, or like we camped near each other. So they're the 2 people on trail that I've like gotten to know the most. So I got to sit down and have breakfast with them and that was really nice for me. I felt really good about just like making connection with other hikers, getting a good breakfast in me because I knew this climb out of the NOC was going to be tough. So yeah, it was a slow morning. Didn't start hiking until after 10, but I am really happy with that decision. Also this morning, I tried to get my Smoky Mountain permit on my phone. I tried 3 separate times to submit it, but every time I hit submit, I would get this message saying that the website was down. So I think I'm gonna wait until Fontana and maybe try again. I think they have a computer in the lobby, so maybe that's easier than trying to do it on my phone. I did go to the general store and get some more snacks, so I feel like I have enough resupply for this section. And yeah, that's a little bit of an update for this morning. Like I said, the climb out of the NOC is really long, really steep. I can post a picture of what I'm doing on the screen with the Far Out app. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take off this puffy jacket because it's gonna be a lot of work and I'm gonna get hot really soon. You can see a very light layer of like snow and frost on these leaves. Maybe a little more over here. I'm still climbing up this big ascent up to Cheoah, I believe it's called. But I just wanted to point out how nice the weather is today. Because yesterday you saw it poured and rained all day, but today like the skies are so blue and it's in the high 30s, low 40s today, but the sun feels really nice. As long as I keep hiking up this mountain, this just long sleeve shirt and these hiking pants are doing the trick and keeping me at a nice temperature. It's like 5 minutes after I was just talking about how beautiful the weather is. I'm starting to get like snowflakes in my face, but there's no clouds. I just realized that it's all the frost all over the trees and like the branches above me that I think is blowing off. So that's pretty cool. I just talked to the vlog for 3 minutes and it didn't record any of it. And it was such a good conversation too. Okay, but this is what I was saying. Right now, Cheoah bald, absolutely beautiful. This is what I've been working towards reaching all day. It has been 8 miles of hiking and 4,000 feet of elevation, which up until this point is one of the biggest climbs of the AT so far. And I had a little bit of an epiphany on my way up here. So since this is one of the toughest climbs and I knew that, I was kind of not dreading it, but like not really looking forward to it because I knew it was going to be really tough, but it wasn't that tough for me. And the reason I think I feel that way is because I had a slow morning, I got a really good night's sleep, and I went out for breakfast. So I went out to the River's End restaurant at the NOC and I had a huge plate of French toast and sausage and a cup of coffee. And that just really shows me how important fueling myself is in order to like get myself up and over these giant climbs. I am not much of a breakfast person. If I didn't go to that restaurant, I probably would have had a Pop-Tart for breakfast. And if I just had a Pop-Tart, it would have been a really tough climb. And I know that probably sounds like really obvious, that like, of course, having a nice breakfast is gonna fuel yourself to do these hard things, but I just didn't know how much of a drastic difference it would make for me, because even though that was one of the toughest sections of trail so far, I did it pretty well. I don't want to say it was easy, but it was pretty enjoyable. I did have an audiobook in. I'll talk about that in a little bit, and I think that helped a little bit, but I'm just really impressed with how my body was able to handle that, and I attribute that to a good hearty breakfast, and I'm going to be prioritizing that a lot more during the rest of this through hike. Now, for the rest of the day, what I have planned is I am going to a place called the Appalachian Inn, which is less than a mile away from Stecoah Gap, and that's about 5.5 more miles of hiking to get there. It's after 2 o'clock right now, and I was talking to the caretaker, and she is going to pick me up from that gap and drive me to the hostel. I told her I should be there around 4 o'clock, which I think is perfect. A lot of the trail in front of me is downhill, so it should go a little bit faster. I decided to book that stay because the temperature might get into the teens tonight and my sleep system is just not rated to handle that. So I'm gonna get a good night's sleep and get a good night breakfast the next morning, and hopefully that's a trend that I stick to. I'm really looking forward to it. I am listening to an audiobook today, which is my first book of the trail, and I'm excited to tell you guys about it when I'm done. I still think I have like 3 hours left of the book, so maybe I'll finish it today. Going to Stecoah Gap. 1.6 more miles. Take a second and thank Key and Howard, I believe I remember that correctly, for their super thanks. I just opened up my YouTube app and noticed that, so thank you so much. I feel like the place I'm staying tonight could be one of those places. So, getting close, less than a mile. So I got to this bed and breakfast a while ago. Right now it's like 9:30 at night. I've been just laying down, chilling, relaxing. And this place is absolutely gorgeous. I'm in my own private room right now. I'll give you a tour. Actually, I have a private bathroom too, which is also just as beautiful. So this is the bathroom. This is where I'm sleeping tonight. I just feel so refreshed, and I bet I'll feel even more refreshed after I get a good night's sleep. I'll have breakfast here, and then tomorrow, actually at Stecoah Gap, there's some trail magic that I know is happening, and I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited to show you guys in tomorrow's video because it should be a little bit special. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on trail tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.